Hi everybody, Ron Spomer here with some information about parallax. We've all heard about parallax, but how many of us actually know what it is? Well, it took me years to figure it out, but it's really pretty simple. And I can demonstrate it with my little fake scope right back here. Let me get behind the camera and show you what I'm talking about. All right, this little tube represents the scope with a crosshair on the deer's shoulder, right? Well, look at this. See how it's moving? If I am positioned right here in the scope, I've got myself a heart shot. But if I slide over, look where that goes. The further I move over and behind that scope, the more I'm off target. That is parallax. And here's how you fix it. I've got this tripod and my little scope standing quite a ways out from the target. If I move it much closer, we're going to eliminate most of our parallax. Now when I slide over to the side, look at that. The scope crosshair almost stays on the same spot. If I were to move that thing exactly up against it, where you can't see any light, it wouldn't move at all. What that means is we're getting the target, the deer, to be on the same focus plane as the crosshair when we do that. When we're off, we've got the deer in one position and the crosshair further back. That is parallax. It's the apparent movement of the crosshair in relation to the target, or the target in relation to the crosshair. And it's a problem at longer distances because if you move over about an inch at 100 yards, that same position on your scope and target relationship would be 2 inches at 200 yards. 3 inches at 300 yards, 4 inches at 400 yards. It just keeps extending because of that angle. That's why we need to pay attention to parallax. All it is the focus of the objective lens onto the reticle in the scope. Most scopes will come from the factory focused at 100 yards, and that usually takes care of any parallax problems of any significance. But if you're going to the higher power scope and shooting at long distances for precision, you can get the adjustable parallax on the side of the scope or sometimes on the front objective. It's just like focusing a camera lens. You focus the target to match up precisely with your reticle. That eliminates all parallax. So if you've got a scope and you think you have parallax, put it on the target and then move your eye behind it like this to see if it moves in relation to the target. If you have a lot of parallax, you might want to get it fixed. You can send the scope in and have that parallax adjusted. The scope would be then focused onto the reticle. That's all there is to parallax.